Welcome back to Perks Recap Podcast. It's been a little bit talking about the New York Yankees once again. We were coming off that Tampa Bay series where we were looking forward to that because, Tampa Bay was well ahead of the Yankees. They've actually hit the skids a little bit, and the Yankees have made up some ground and are only, I think, 2 games behind Tampa. So that's not bad at all. The series, 1 game got rained out. Tampa won the first game. The Yankees won the second game. And they won the second game in the bottom of the 9th with a home run from Aaron Judge. And, a walk-off. And I can be objective about Aaron Judge. Obviously, I love him. He's my captain. He's my guy, right? If you're a Yankee fan, he's got to be your guy. But, yeah, he has not been, super, super clutch. In the playoffs, we all know his playoff struggles. Last year, he actually had a pretty decent playoff in terms of batting average, and I think kind of, hit pretty well in the playoffs last year. But overall, he comes up in big spots, and I got to say, it's a little disappointing sometimes. He does not come through as much as you would like. And I'm not hating on Aaron Judge at all. Like I said, he's my guy. But it was really nice to see him hit a dramatic game-winning home run. He hadn't done that since 2022 or 2023, something like that. It's been 3-4 seasons since he had a walk-off homer. And, with the amount of home runs he hits, it's kind of crazy that it's been that long. So the first game they lost 4-2. The second game, like I said, they won 2-0. The middle game was rained out. They're going to make that up as a doubleheader. So after that, the Yankees went to Kansas City. And I just want to mention, too, that Tampa Bay game 2-0, Weathers goes 7 innings, no runs. And the Yankees are not the most consistent team offensively. They go through these doldrums. They go through these, where they just can't hit. The Tampa series, they lost 4-2, so they scored 2 runs in the first game. They won 2-0 in the second, so they scored 2 runs in both games. That's not good enough. It's just not. But their pitching has been bailing them out. When you've got your 4th guy, Weathers, going 7 innings, no runs against the Tampa team that, was just has been unstoppable. And like I said, just recently maybe hit a few games where they fell back a little bit. But overall, still the best record in the American League by a mile. The American League is pathetic. People want to talk about the Yankees and their record against winning teams. Well, the American League has 4 teams over 500. And 11 teams under 500. 500 or less. That's crazy. The West has no teams over 500, the entire division. Where you compare that to the NL Central, where every team, all 5 teams, every team is over 500 in the National League Central. The American League they have all 5 teams in that one division in the National League, and the American League has 4 total in the whole league. So, I don't think it's a stretch to say that, maybe they're not playing well against good teams. Tampa swept them, but then they got 1 win back here. We'll see where they go from here, but Tampa's now maybe coming back down to earth a little bit. But who else do you want them to go against? Who else is there? There's not a lot. Milwaukee's playing really well. They played them. They didn't play well against them at all. But I'm not... Basically, what I'm saying all this for is because I'm not overly concerned yet about the fact that maybe they can't, beat these good teams. They haven't played a lot of them, and they're in a league where it might not even matter. They might still be the best team in the American League just because the American League is so down. They go to Kansas City, another team struggling. They win 4-3. Will Warren, again, your fourth or fifth guy. Weathers, maybe your fifth guy. Goes 6 innings, 2 runs. Fine, no problem there. Yankees win 4-3. Again, they're not hitting the cover off the ball. 4 is okay, but you'd rather, you really want to, if you want to have a good, runs per game average as a team, you want to be in the 5 range. That's better than, that's about where you want to be. So 4 is a little low, but not too bad. You can win, especially with their pitching, the way they've been pitching, you can win this game. That's exactly what happened. They scored 4 runs, and Warren only gave up 2. They won 4-3. And then on the 26th, they played Kansas City again, obviously, second game in Kansas City. They won 15-1. Everybody had a hit. I think everybody had 2 hits. Bellinger over this stretch has gotten pretty hot. Volpe has been okay. He's been playing well enough to stay up here. He's not killing it. I believe the 4-3 game, Volpe got the game-winning hit. And you'd like to see that. Coming in clutch, like to see that as well. So we'll see if there's any benefit there. Anything that he's discovered, he's figured out. And we'll see where he goes from there. But he's up here for now. He's not going anywhere for the time being. And we'll see what the future holds. But he's not been a disaster. I will say that. He hasn't been great. He's not batting .350 or anything with 3 home runs, a bunch of home runs and a bunch of steals, nothing like that. But he's been okay in the field, other than the first game where he made an error. Since then, he's been fine. And he's been okay at the plate. And he does have a game-winning hit now. Schlittler was the pitcher in that 15-1 game. I think he went 6, started pitching to the 7th, and then came out. Right now, the front runner for the Cy Young Award. He's got to be. He's the front runner for the Cy Young Award. And then Kansas City again, the third and final game. They win 7-0, scored 7 runs. Like to see that. Maybe they're getting their hitting shoes back on a little bit. But the story here was Garrett Cole. No runs. A bunch of Ks. He has not given up a run yet in his 2 starts. 0. So, just fantastic. Can you imagine? Yankee fans, you got to imagine. Cole, I guess Cole would be first. I'm not even sure. It might be Fried first, Cole second, Schlittler third. You can really go any order. I'm just trying to. This just came to me in terms of what order would they go in the playoffs. I guess you go Cole out of respect. But anyway, Cole, Fried, Schlittler, any order you want to choose. That's a heck of a threesome to go into a playoff series with a guy like Rodon backing them up. And he's kind of been up and down in the playoffs. So if you don't trust him, you go with Warren or Weathers, and they're both pretty good too. You've got LaGrenier in the minors throwing 102. As a starter, I would start converting him to be a bullpen guy immediately. Weathers might have to go into the bullpen as well. The bullpen is still something I'm not completely comfortable with. I don't love it. I don't love Bednar. I would love if LaGrenier comes up here and is dominant with that 102-mile-an-hour fastball and takes the closer job, and that's it. He's our guy now for 10 years. I that's what I would like. I like that. Someone to really take control and be dominant, because Bednar, even the saves he gets, he dances around. There's 2 guys on. There's always trouble. And then he always he wiggles out of it, but sometimes he doesn't, and we've already seen him blow a couple of games already. I'm just not comfortable. Today's game, I waited for this game to end, and the Yankees win 8-2 against the A's in I guess Sacramento, and I gotta give credit again. Goldschmidt continues to hit. And he's playing every day, and Rice has basically been DH every day. That's their lineup now. Goldschmidt at first, Rice as DH. I would like to give Judge some more DH days while Stanton's out, but you can't deny how well Goldschmidt's playing and how well he's hitting. So you ride it for as long as you can. And let's face it, he's not exactly a young pup, and you got to assume he's going to hit the skids here, and it might be pretty, rough going there for a little while. But when that happens, then you throw Rice at first, and then, you have that opening for Judge to have some DH days. But if you get Stanton back, and you have Rice at first, Goldschmidt might have to be on the bench more often. But what a potent lineup. That lineup, looks a lot better with Stanton in there. And, Stanton is I'm not huge on Stanton either. But anyway, overall, the Yankees are kind of just chugging along in this really, really bad American League. And I think they're one of the best teams in the American League at least, or if not the best team in the American League. The top, 2 or 3, they'll be right there in the playoffs. I don't expect them to not make the playoffs. Everything seems okay. Need Fried back, need Stanton back, but even without those two guys, still playing pretty well. And the pitching staff, I can't say enough about the pitching staff. These guys are killing, and now it's not just a hot start. It's going to be June. So, and we're still having these kind of starts. Tonight, again, Rodon, his best outing of the season. He only gave up 1 run, I think, in 6 or 7. So, Rodon is rounding into form. You got Cole, who hasn't given up a run yet. And you got Schlittler, who is the Cy Young Award winner, the front runner for the Cy Young Award. And you got Warren, who's like probably number 2 or 3 at the, number 2, or maybe a 3 on most teams, who's your number 4. And that's until Fried comes back. Once Fried comes back, somebody's got to go in the bullpen. So I'm all about it. They might, when Fried comes back, maybe they go to a 6-man rotation for a little bit. Start limiting Schlittler's innings. You don't want to go crazy. I mean, I don't think he has many restrictions. He's a big kid. It looks like he's kind of like a horse. I don't think you're going to, tire him out. But I still, it's still a jump. It's still something to keep in mind. You don't want to shut him down. You don't want to get towards the end of the year, realize he's got way too many innings, and then shut him down, and then try to ramp him back up like the last 3-4 weeks of the season to get ready for the playoffs. You don't want to do that. So if you want to limit some innings, and you got Rodon's not the youngest guy, Cole obviously is not the youngest guy, Fried is right in his prime, but even so, maybe a 6-man rotation is the way to go. Maybe even if it's just for a little while. Just for a few turns through, from mid-June, hopefully Fried will be back. Mid-June to the All-Star break, a month. I wouldn't hate that. And then the trade deadline comes around, and we'll see what kind of moves are made there. I would love a much better hitting catcher. Wells is still catching more often than not. And Escara, neither one of them can hit. That's just all there is to it. Neither one of them can hit. So I'd love to address the catching situation. I would love to address the bullpen, the closer situation. And I think third base, we're okay. Honestly, you can go with Rosario at third. You can go with Caballero at third. And then late in games, if you really want the defense, you could throw McMahon in there late in games if you're ahead. Same thing at first base if you have Rice in all game, and then you throw in Goldschmidt to play first at the end because he's a better glove, and you shore up your defense at third and at first. And I'm talking eighth, ninth inning, not any earlier than that, especially in close games. But not a bad situation at all. I wouldn't, if they would get a third baseman, fine, but I'm much more in tune with wanting to get a new catcher. Catcher is the position for me. And that's going to do it. I didn't want to do a short here because I had some more to say than usual. And it's been a little bit since I've done an actual pod. Just so you guys know, we're going to be doing a pod very soon for football with Brandon and Al. And we're going to go over the June 1st, cut down day of the NFL, where all those contracts, that weird June 1st is just a day where things can happen, and it just works better for teams if they wait for June 1st. So A.J. Brown is probably going to get traded June 1st, and we'll see what other things are going to happen June 1st because there's always a couple things. But that's going to do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, make sure you join us for the football pod. Probably June 2nd or 3rd will be the day that we do that. So it's coming up pretty quick. And I'll continue to do my Yankee shorts. And then on occasion, I'll be doing actual pods like this one. That's going to do it. Until next time, I will see you later.